Guten Tag. Wie geht's? Wie geht es dir? Oder Hallo, wie geht's? Hallo, wie geht's? Danke gut. Danke gut. Und Ihnen? Und Ihnen would mean what? Und Ihnen? And you? Und Ihnen? Auch gut, danke. Ja? Also, wie geht's?
Es geht mir gut, danke.
Ja. Shall we play this dialogue? Hallo, wie geht's?
Es geht mir gut, danke. Oh, danke gut und Ihnen.
Hallo, wie geht's?
Danke gut und Ihnen.
Und Ihnen?
Und Ihnen?
Auch gut, danke. Und Ihnen? Wie geht's? Und Ihnen? I think we have done. I mentioned in the last class the difference in intonation between a question and a statement. Normally, when you are asking a question, the tone has to rise. Okay. Und Ihnen? Auch gut, danke. When you make a statement, the tone falls. Okay. So, yeah, just one variation of wie geht es dir is simply Hallo, wie geht's? Danke gut. Und Ihnen? Or if you are talking informally, then you would have und dir means wie geht es dir? Danke gut. Und dir? Auch gut. Danke. Okay. Ashwin, wie ist Ihre Telefonnummer? Wie ist Ihre Handynummer? Nehmen Sie das Mikrofon.
98
98
8 2 3 2 0 7 7 7 0
9
8
8
2
2
2
2
3
Moment 2 3
2 2
2
0
0
7 7 7 0
0. Okay. Ja? 2 3 2 3 8 8. Ja, geben Sie das Mikrofon weiter. Wie ist dein Name?
Mein Name ist Ricky.
Ricky, wie ist deine Telefonnummer? Wie ist deine Handynummer?
9 9 6 8
8
8
8
1
Byte 8.
8
Ja.
9 9 6
6
6 8 1
9 9 6 8 1
wir
4
4
4
8 8 8 is it 8
8
8
8.
8
Ja.
8
Ja.
5
5
2 2
2
2 5
5. Noch einmal. Once again.
9 sorry 9 9 6
6
6 8 1 wir
4
4 8 5 8 5 2 5
2.
2 5
Where do you see the N in 2? Can you see an N somewhere in the number 2? There is no N there. So there is no nasal. Doesn't need to come. 2.
2
2.
2
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So many times Germans, when they tell you the phone number, they will a 10-digit number, they will divide it into 5 pairs. So many times this number would be told to you as 99 68 14 85 25. Okay, it would be 99 68 14 85 25. Okay, it takes a lot of time to make sense of it, but it is also something that you can practice, how to divide your own mobile number into 5 pairs and then say it quickly and understand also what you are saying. That's also important. Okay, so telephone number, this is all that we have covered. Numbers up to 100. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 or 100. Yeah, I wanted to just repeat the alphabet with you quickly. Just to see how it sounds when you say it. So, let us do it once through. I will read and please repeat after me. A, B, C. C as in, the tsetse fly which gives you yellow fever. C, yeah. C, D, A, F, G, H, E, yacht, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, V, W, V, W, V, Volkswagen, Volkswagen, Volkswagen. Yeah, V, W, X, Y, Z, C und Z, C und Z, C, Z, C, Z. Right now it's okay. I mean, I'm listening to a, to a common voice, collective voice, but usually there is a lot of, problems with chain. And the example that those who follow Devanagari, what is this word? Utsav. Tsa. Chain. Okay. Chain. Or you can also have it in the Roman script. Tsa. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier also that learning a new language means our anatomy also needs to learn to move, I mean, our body parts need to learn to move differently. The jaw movements, the movements of tongue, the vocal cords, they all get a new way of functioning when you learn new language. So, it is always better in the beginning while learning a language to exaggerate the pronunciations as much as possible. That's why I keep saying acht. Okay, acht, as widely stretched lips as possible, acht. Okay, and as deep from the throat as possible. So, always whenever you must practice reading aloud. Okay, your textbooks have come. So, tomorrow I think you can please come to my office and collect the textbooks, and when you read, you will notice that the first 2 chapters we have pretty much covered. So, when you read, please make it a habit to, if you want, you can shut yourself in your room and just read aloud. But it's very important to stay in touch with the sound of the language, and just a few minutes every day is enough. Okay, but that every day is very important. Ja, wie buchstabieren Sie Ihren Namen? Mein Name ist Milind. Mein Name ist Milind. M-I-L-I-N-D. M-I-L-I-N-D. Wie buchstabieren Sie Ihren Namen? Wo ist das Mikrofon? Ja. Wie ist dein Name?
Mein Name ist Namrita. Namrita.
Namrata. Wie buchstabierst du deinen Namen?
N A
Moment. N
A
A
M
M
R
R
A
A
T A.
T A. Okay. N A M R A T A. Ja? Weiter. Wie heißt du? Wie ist dein Name?
Mein Name ist Ganga.
Wie buchstabierst du den Namen?
G
G
A
A
N
N
G
G
A.
A. Okay. Another thing you can practice. We can't go around the whole class with this. So, any kind of question still here? The numbers, alphabets, the sounds of the alphabet. Of course, we have also seen that there is an extra alphabet called SZ. So, the beta is actually a combination of S and Z. Okay. So, it's an SZ or a sharp S, and the sound of that is S. Many times I have said that many times the sound of a beta, that is an SZ and an S or a double S in German, is not distinguishable from each other. In fact, I had one of my first teachers of German. One of my first teachers of German was a Swiss priest, a Swiss Jesuit priest called Father Rudolf Schoch. Father Rudolf Schoch. Sein Name war Rudolf Schoch. Okay. Yeah, he's quite an institution in Pune. In Pune, where I grew up, I went to school. Rudolf Schoch is one of the most eminent educationists that Pune has had as a city, and we had the good fortune that in my 9th class itself, our first German teacher went on leave, and so Father Schoch filled in for 6 months. He taught us German, and yeah, he was Swiss, and with the mother tongue German, of course. And for example, Father Schoch never used an SZ. Father Schoch, even in those days, never used an SZ. Every time he wrote, for example, when he would write words that had an SZ, he would simply use a double S. He never used an SZ. Okay. And the book that we were using, it all had S. So we had to kind of negotiate that. But then we realized very soon that for him it is not, he doesn't follow this exact. So there are variations in using the SZ. Now, of course, since when was the language reform? 2000? No, it was before that. The language reform was late 90s or early 2000s. Rechtschreibungsregeln are older than that. Okay, so German language, since the German reunification, there also has been an attempt to standardize the German orthography, that is the writing of German, the written language. And so there have been very significant language reforms in Germany. Also, some people resisted that also, saying that language, why do you want the state to reform a language? Language is a living thing, language evolves, it's there in people's cultures, in people's mouth, and that is where it should be. But anyway, for official purposes, there was language reform and all that. So now there are very, very specific so-called Rechtschreiberregeln. Regel we have learned is a rule. Rechtschreiberregeln. Recht is correctly, Schreiber is to write, scribe, schreiben in German. Rechtschreiberregeln. So, they are, what is the year of the, okay, just checking, okay. But it is post the 1990 reunification. After that, there have been attempts to stand, because you see for 45 years, from 1945 to 1990, even the two Germanys also, although they were so in such close proximity to each other, even they evolved, the language evolved there for 45 years differently. Language is influenced by so many things, especially language is also officially sanctioned in a certain way in the communist countries, for example, that you could use certain vocabulary. It was always good to use certain vocabulary. It's also the case in our academic circles also. If you are in academic circles, then you are expected to speak in a certain manner, and so on and so forth. Okay, so if you start writing a thesis, for example, then your guide will probably tell you to use a particular kind of language, okay, especially if you are, especially at the PG level and above and or below, which way you look at it is up to you. But PG level and above, there is a specific expectation that you can't have casual expressions in your MS or PhD thesis or MA project. You can't have casual expressions, you have to have proper language. So anyway, point is that the two Germanys also, when they, as long as they were separate, the German language in the modern, postmodern time evolved differently in the two these things. So when they came back together, there was a felt need, I think it was more administrative than cultural, but there was a felt need to bring the language back onto one common platform so that there could be one language for the unified administration. Okay, that is what led to the language reforms. So have you found out?
So 1996 die erste, aber 2007 überbearbeitet.
Yeah, so 1996 was the first reform, and then it was reworked in 2007. Okay, so these 10 years, during these 10 years there was a language reform. So now there are very specific, I mean, for example, the way I learned to write German is different now. I mean, I also need to go and look at a dictionary or at app, at an online app to see whether the way I am using the beta or the double S, is it correct or not correct? Okay, for example, so many things. I mean, if I say I must, ich muss, I have to now check whether it is a double S or a beta. I still am not sure, because there is a certain way in which I learnt it and now it is different. Okay, so but for our purposes, language allows for certain variation, and so we will work with that. Okay, so beta is a sharp S on SZ, and then we have seen that A, O and U, that is A, O, U, can get, what is this called? What are these two? Umlaut. Umlaut, laut, sound, loud, sound, laut, umlaut, change of sound. Okay, umlaut. And what is the change of sound with A? A. A. So you have, for example, car, but if I add an E, K, A, A, yeah, A, A. This is, the next one is the most interesting one, of course. O, A, A. The way I was taught was to, when we say O, our lips get rounded, O. Okay, so you first round your lips, and then when you say E, our lips are stretched. So round your lips, and without stretching them, say E. Without stretching the E. Okay, so or if you can imagine, the Hindi word for Y is what? Kyun. Kyun. So now you remove everything, the K, the everything you remind what remains is okay, so that's the only thing you take from there. So that's the then louder. Tube. U. U. U and U. Okay. So Bayern, which is a football club, Bayern. You're learning German, you can't say Munich anymore. Come on. Bayern München. It's a crime now to say Munich. Okay. So it is Bayern München. That's why I said now you should be able to say VW. Das ist ein VW. Volkswagen. Bayern München. München. Okay. Yeah. This also is just a something for you to note. It is all there in the textbook. We don't need to, yeah.
So
Mike.
when is CH pronounced as K and Sh?
Kh and Sh, yeah. We will come to this question at the end of the semester. Right now we will learn new words. Okay.
Okay.
Because I see the point is also that there is only so much of grammar that or language rules that you can teach at the beginning. This is not a linguistics class. It's a language learning class. Okay, so there are certain very technical rules as to when it is kh and sh and so on and so forth. So I think one thing I already told you, when there is an umlaut, for example, if it's at the end of a word like book, thus Buch, and plural is die Bücher, then kh becomes sh. But otherwise the ch is a very, very problematic this thing, a consonant. What is a consonant pair called? Ch. Yeah. So and I mean I can't tell you right now when it is kh and when it is sh. But the only thing that we can do is learn words and get used to. Once your vocabulary crosses maybe, I don't know, 300 words or so, it will become clear. Okay, so we can keep the question hanging till the end of the semester.
So last class we had a statement Sie sprechen Französisch.
Sie sprechen
Französisch.
Französisch. One second. Sich. Französisch.
Does it translate to you are speaking French or you speak French?
Oh, you asked that question, I think, at the good, you remind me, yeah. One very important note, you can make a note of this, that in English we are used to having the separation between the simple present tense and the present continuous tense. Okay. I teach German as a livelihood, that's my job. I teach German is a statement in the present tense. It's also a general statement, that is what I do normally. But if I want to say right now, I am in MSB 360, I am teaching German, then the sense in which I am saying it is a different, it refers to a specific instance of something happening right now. The action is going on. It's the present continuous tense. This distinction does not exist in German. Okay. So there is no I am teaching. There is, and this comes very often in the beginning as an instance of interference, because we are constantly rethinking things in English, because that's our language of education, fortunately or unfortunately. But so this, once we learn the word for to be, I am, you are, he, she, it is, etc., and we start speaking German or start writing in German, then this keeps coming as an interference. Okay, so many people, it happens. You might have also seen as a teacher, there's so many instances where you say, ich bin sprechen Deutsch. Instead of saying ich spreche Deutsch, ich bin sprechen Deutsch. I am speaking German. So that is you have to guard against it. You can make a note of it. There is no such thing as a present continuous tense in German. Both from the context you have to derive the meaning. You have to what is the word for that? You have to infer from the context what it means in that particular sentence, whether it is continuous or not continuous. And so there is no difference between when you say Sie sprechen Französisch, it could be a general statement about some people that you see somewhere and they are French and you say they speak French, they are French, or you are listening to somebody around you and then saying to your friend, they are speaking French, Sie sprechen Französisch. It is, it can mean either depending on the context. Okay.
Is it the same with other tenses, past and future?
Meaning?
Is there a past continuous or a future?
No, there is no, so good you asked, there is no continuous tense, you can say. I waited and I was waiting in German would be the same. That is part of German too. Yeah, any other doubts from earlier? We have learnt numbers up to 100, now it is 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000 or 1000, 3000, 4000, 10,000, 99,000, 100,000, 999,000. That would be what? 999,999. 999,999. Yeah? 99. Die nächste Zahl ist 1 Million. 1 Million. So basically it's, well, the American system of counting, 100,000s and then a million. And then what is the next one? Is it? After a million? Billion. Eine Milliarde. Die eine Milliarde. That is a billion. Eine Million, eine Milliarde. My German has not gone up to trillion. I don't know what trillion is in German. Okay. But I did find out, there is, we don't realize this, but actually according to the older English system, the billion, what is your understanding of the billion as we understand it today? If I am a billionaire, let's say a billionaire, single billion, how much money do I have? 1,000 millions. But the older English version or the older English meaning of billion was actually a million millions. Okay. And it still exists in German as eine Billion. Eine Billion in German is actually a million millions. Okay, eine Billion is, that would be 10 raised to the power 12. Yeah. So that is eine Billion in German. The word exists, but the normal sense that we use a billion in nowadays is 1,000 million, and that in German is a Milliarde. Eine Milliarde. And kindly note among the numbers, the million and is the first number which is actually a noun. Eine Million with a capital M. Okay, till there numbers are not exactly nouns. Okay, so all the numbers, as you notice, are beginning with a small letter. It's only at a million that it becomes eine Million. And of course then eine Milliarde is also a noun. Eine Milliarde. So this is something that is also there in the textbook. You will come across that and I'm sure there won't be any problem. The thing is to read it aloud to yourself, practice it. There are CDs along with the textbook from which you can compare, and of course you can come back here if you have doubts and clarify them. Mike.
Sir, so when we write 1 million and 9, will we keep space between million and 9?
Eine Million und 9.
Und 9.
Yeah, und 9. Eine Million und 9. Good question. I've never written a check like that, so I'll have to find out. But have you ever written eine Million und 9? Or
But normalerweise,
no, but
is only between units and tens.
Units and 10.
no.
101, 101, no und there. So,
No, it's a question whether if you have a number like 1,540,007,
there will not be end, I think.
Hmm?
Unless there is a tens, there is a number.
Sorry.
of tens.
In German, it is this.
Because if it is 2007, there is no und. If there is no.
No,
tens-
1000 up to 1000 it's not a noun yet.
yeah.
Up to 1000 it is still 2007 is one word. There's no doubt about it. But actually this question I've never been asked till now in 30 years of teaching German. But it's the first time for everything. But it is my educated guess that it would be eine Million separate and 540.007 separate. That would be one word.
I know,
Yeah.
we will always write it as eine Million only. I mean, the article will always come.
Yeah. Again, if you have, instead of this, you have, I would say, zwei separate, Millionen separate, and 540.007 separate. That would be my. Are you checking it online? And what is the? There's a.
Just eine Million und Billion and all that.
But one thing I can tell you about writing checks. I mean, this is a figure that you might want to write in a check at some point of time. Please remember me then. So I have seen checks written in German, and they just write the digits. So if I were to write a check for whatever. Let's say rupees or euro 9468, at least when you write a check in India, you write the whole word 9,468 only, okay, and then also cancel the rest of the blank space if you are really on to safety. So, but I have seen checks written in German which are 9468 Euro 9468, okay, and I didn't see an only there, but some, I think probably they have stars or whatever, asterisks to cover the rest of the space, but they just write the digits 9468. So when you would need to write this number in words is something you can do your 10-mark project on. Try this in words. Yeah, eine Milliarde. So again, numbers are something that we have already covered. Die Woche, one new topic that wanted to cover today was die Woche. Die Wochentage, Tag, guten Tag, die Wochentage, die Woche. If the meaning is not clear, you ask me. Otherwise, I won't say the meaning in German. Okay. Die Woche hat 7 Tage. Die Woche hat 7 Tage. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag und Sonntag. Ja, die Woche hat 7 Tage. Please say Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Samstag und Sonntag. Samstag und Sonntag. Das ist das Wochenende. Das Wochenende. Samstag und Sonntag arbeiten wir nicht, lernen wir nicht. Wir schlafen, wir spielen, wir sehen Filme, wir arbeiten nicht. Samstag und Sonntag, das ist Wochenende. Ist klar? Das ist Wochenende. Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag. Die 5 Tage sind Arbeitstage. Arbeiten, Arbeitstage. Das ist die Arbeitswoche oder die Arbeitstage. 5 und 2 Tage, Samstag und Sonntag, das ist das Wochenende. Das Wochenende. Ist klar? So, we have wonderful diversity of gender within this one slide. We have die Woche, feminine. We have all the days are masculine, der Tag, and we have the weekend which is neuter, das Wochenende. Okay, so as I have mentioned before, when we learn a new word, for example, day is Tag, we learn it as der Tag, die Tage, der Tag, die Tage. Der Tag, an additional E in the plural, die Tage, die Arbeitstage, Montag, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Arbeitstage. Again, as I said, you will find this in the textbook. Once you have it, you can practice it. If you want, Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonntag. Yeah, so, and Montag. Heute ist, heute, ja, heute ist Dienstag. Heute means, heute ist Dienstag. Morgen, morgen ist, morgen ist Mittwoch. Morgen ist Mittwoch. Yeah? It almost means midweek. Mittwoch, Wednesday. Heute ist Dienstag, morgen ist Mittwoch. Dann haben wir das Jahr, die Jahre, das Jahr, die Jahre, das Jahr, ja, der Monat, die Monate. We have a wonderful diversity of genders. Das Jahr, die Jahre, der Monat, die Monate und Herbst, Winter, Frühling, Sommer, die Jahreszeit, Seasons, die Jahreszeit. Die Jahreszeit, das Jahr, der Monat. Ja? So, das ist das Jahr. Wir haben 12 Monate. 12 Monate. Januar, Februar, März, April, Mai, Juni, Juli. Sometimes to distinguish between Juni and Juli, many people say July for July, July. Okay, but Juni, Juli, August, August, September, October, November, 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 December, December. Yeah. Januar bis Dezember. Das Jahr hat 12 Monate. Das Jahr hat 12 Monate. Januar, Februar, März, April, Mai, Juni, Juli, August, September, Oktober, November, Dezember. Ja? Das Jahr hat 4 Jahreszeiten. 4 Jahreszeiten. Der Herbst, der Winter, der Frühling und der Sommer. Herbst. What is the season? Herbst. Autumn. Winter. Frühling. Spring. Sommer. Yeah? All of them are masculine. Der Sommer, Herbst, Winter, Frühling. In Indien haben wir auch den Monsun. Ja? Der Monsun. So, oder die Regenszeit, the rainy season, die Regenszeit or der Monsoon. Yeah, this is something that again, as I said, this is for you to practice your vocabulary and just learn it, say it a couple of times or more than that, get used to the sounds and get used to simple sentences. For example, die Woche hat 7 Tage. Die Woche hat 7 Tage, 5 Arbeitstage und ein Wochenende, 2 Tage, das ist Wochenende. Das Jahr hat 12 Monate und das Jahr hat 4 Jahreszeiten. Herbst, Winter, Sommer, Frühling und in Indien auch Monsoon. Yeah? So, if you can make sentences like this, simple ones, and get used to this vocabulary.
Sir, so monsoon and rainy season both are the same thing, but still they have different genders. I mean, we are pointing towards the same object.
Yes.
Like that's contradictory, right?
For you, not for me. The rainy season or the rainy time, the rain time, we are pointing towards what? Towards time, no?
Right.
Time. Jahreszeit. The word for time in German is Zeit. Zeit is time. Have you heard the word Zeitgeist? Yes or no?
Spirit of the times, something
Correct.
like that.
Zeitgeist, spirit of the times, Zeitgeist. Geist is ghost, spirit. Poltergeist, geist. Zeit is time. And time basically is feminine. Okay. So Regenszeit, when you say, we're pointing to a particular time, it is the Regenszeit. But now it's your geography. What is the monsoon? The monsoon is a
Season.
It causes a season. What is the monsoon?
Oh, it's like
Rain.
Wind is the monsoon wind that comes. It's, if you look at the wind patterns and the ocean currents in the world, there you will find a monsoon wind. And wind in German is der Wind, masculine, der Wind. This is my explanation for why it is die Regenszeit but der Monsoon, because it's very clear, the monsoon is der Monsoon, it's a wind, it's der Wind. Tomorrow we'll start with this, I hope I won't have to read, which is hobbies. Okay, so we're going to do some vocabulary with hobbies, and we are going to learn the basic details of how to fill out a simple form where you give basic information about yourself. Okay, these are the things to be done tomorrow.